Sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi
on JRR.
Bulldog Sports page brought to you by Kaufman and Lind Entry Attorneys. Good morning, Mike Bianchi.
Good morning. What is happening, gents?
I don't know what's going on over there in deep in the bowels of Metro West in the luxury condo this morning.
Well, the fallout from the Tyreek Hill handcuffing incident has gone to a new level. Tyreek Hill is calling for the Miami-Dade police officer who dragged him out of the car and put him in handcuffs to be fired. His attorney released a statement on Hill's behalf last night. Quote, each action that law enforcement officials take is governed by standard operating procedures. We are of the opinion that the officer's use of force was excessive, escalating, and reckless. We are demanding that the officer be terminated effective immediately. The officer has since been identified as 27-year-old veteran Danny Torres, one of several officers present. He's the one who sort of escalated the incident when he pulled Tyreek Hill out of the car and put him on the ground.
Okay, so if you're going to fire Danny Torres, Officer Danny Torres, who was not in the right, everybody hear me out, he was not in the right. What is Tyreek's punishment who was not in the right either and didn't get out of the car and didn't listen to roll down the window? What's your punishment?
Yeah, the Miami-Dade Police Department issued a statement as well saying Hill was uncooperative with the responding officer. That led to the escalation of the situation. I think both of these statements are true. I think the officer was overly aggressive. I think Tyreek Hill was uncooperative. I think Tyreek Hill should apologize, and I think the officer should probably be suspended or reprimanded maybe, but come on now. There are two sides to this story. I agree with you.
I'm still the school of thought. This is an opportunity for these two, both of them, to do some good here and come together, set it aside, and both own up to being, bullheaded here.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
If this were a football game, Tyreek Hill would have been penalized for taunting, and the officer would have been penalized for unnecessary roughness.
That's a good analogy.
Great analogy.
Right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, so that's where that stands. We'll see what happens moving forward. Obviously, the Dolphins, this has been quite the distraction. They have the Buffalo Bills tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football. So, we'll see if this affects them on that. By the way, NASCAR, interesting. They've got a labor dispute going on. It appears NASCAR has essentially strong-armed all of the race teams to sign a new revenue agreement. But there's a couple of holdouts, and the main holdout is Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin's 23 XI racing team.
11, yeah.
Yeah. So 23-11 racing team. So what do you think's going to happen here, Lynch? You been following this?
Not really. I don't know. NASCAR, is obviously these last few years been going through some issues, and they're trying to do what they think is in the best interest of all involved. And obviously, here, not all involved think what they're doing is in everybody's best interest. So
now you have Michael Jordan against NASCAR. I don't know if NASCAR wants to butt heads with a gun,
right?
If you know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens here as well. According to the Gainesville Sun, David Whitley, my good friend, he's the columnist of the Gainesville Sun. He is reporting that the Gators have already started moving forward to fire Billy Napier. Quote, big money boosters have seen enough. Donations are drying up. Other than pledges to fund Napier's $26 million buyout, a short-term succession plan is in place in case Napier is fired before season's end. So the boosters already raising money to buy this guy out. I think it's a little premature. I think this is a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Well, you going up, all you can do is look at their schedule. The odds are stacked against them of, doing much record-wise.
Yeah.
And now you got the boosters already raising money for his buyout. Wow.
Hey.
Unbelievable.
Everybody has let this happen over the last, 50 years or whatever. and let it escalate to where it's even so much worse right now, what do you expect?
When the boosters are making the decisions for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sad.
This is UCF announced its 2024 Hall of Fame induction class coming up. Shaquem Griffin's going to be inducted. Obviously, the football player who became dominant playing with only one hand. Kirk Speraw, the longtime basketball coach, also among the inductees. I'm going to ask you two UCF alums a question. Shaquem Griffin, of course, emerged as a dominant player when Scott Frost took over as the coach. Even though he was only at UCF 2 seasons, shouldn't Scott Frost be in the UCF Hall of Fame?
Ooh.
I think that's a good argument, Bulldog. I really do. I mean,
if not for that undefeated season that Scott Frost put together in 2017 and all of the publicity that came with it, and the self-proclaimed national championship and all of that, would UCF even be in the Big 12 right now?
Right. I'm not going to argue against any of those points you just made.
And like you said, us being two boosters, two big alum, maybe we should raise some money to make that happen, Pat.
Taco has his checkbook out right now, dog.
How many zeros? Wait, I forgot. There's just 1 0, and it's the actual book.
Oh, he's looking at his account number, not the amount that he wrote the check for. Yeah. All right.
Are you contributing to the NIL fund? Huh? Yeah, you are. Nil. That's what it is.
There you go.
Nil.
Right.
That's a dog bite there, baby.
I don't know. That money goes to things like, electric bill, which rhymes with nil. So,
all right, why don't you guys just chill?
Mike the Bulldog Bianchi, host of Open Mic on AM 740 and FM 96.9 The Game weekday mornings on adjacent to us. He takes time out of his busy show to post us up here on the sports page on JRR, brought to you by Kaufman and Lind.
Listen to Under Oath with attorney Jeff Kaufman every Saturday morning, 7:30 a.m. on FM 96.9 The Game. You can catch extended versions on your favorite streaming platform.
Listen, Taco, on demand. Download the iHeartRadio app.
From the boat.